I am here with MariPili Menchaca, and she can tell us just a little bit about what she does in her everyday life.
I am a graphic designer, and I also am a social media strategist.
Okay, and how did you come up with that job for social media specifically?
Well, in my job, they were just looking for a graphic designer, somebody to do some of the graphics for the different businesses this guy had. And with that, he started seeing how social media started becoming a really big thing for businesses. And he was just like, "You're young, you probably know what you're doing, right?" And I was like, I do like social media. It was always like a thing. Also, like in the sorority, that was part of like my responsibility. I was historian, which later on became like the social media person. So I knew I loved posting and I knew everything about that. So I was like, sure, why not? So it kind of developed from there. It was the time where social media started becoming more towards business and not as much as your personal one.
And do you really think that social media, the rise of social media, really affected your job and what you kind of imagined what you were going to do when you graduated college?
Yeah, definitely. Like to me, like graphic design was my major. My minor was in communication and advertising, but we never even had a class that was just like for social media, which I think there should be now. And there are so many courses in like etiquette and all that stuff, but I didn't know that at the time. However, my job shifted from just making posters or just making like little tweaks here and there on the website to completely managing what is email marketing and all of our social media accounts. So I do design, but everything is for that.
Very nice, thank you. And how do you think someone wanting to break into, whether a graphic designer, advertising major, or minor, how do you think they would kind of get their start in the career?
I think now every business needs somebody that knows social media. So that is a must. And the thing about it, I think in this time, is that not everybody knows because like my own boss said, "You're young, you must know," and that is what we're going through right now. All of the people that own businesses, they have a certain age, and not like any discrimination. Like there's a lot of older people that know a lot about social media, and they like to learn, but many people don't. Or in the case of my boss, and the case of many other people that I've worked with, they're at a certain age that they don't want to learn. They don't have the time either to be learning. So they want to seek that young person that knows. So maybe just building your own presence on social media as a marketeer, that is a great way to already establish some sort of credibility. Like, I know what I'm doing, I know what's going on in the social media world, and that is just like putting yourself out there that way. And right now there's just so many jobs available because it's just such a huge hit.
And saying that it's such a huge hit, have you seen a difference in the Rio Grande Valley with the rising of social media and how it has changed people's perspectives and how they act and what they look for?
Not only in the valley, but yeah, not only in the valley, it's that huge rise of social media and everybody being on their phones and their tablets. That's I think worldwide, but also in the valley, what I've seen is that we used to go a lot into like, well, businesses, because that was my main thing, right? Into businesses or entrepreneurs. To publicize themselves, they would go to magazines or they would go to the radio or even like TV commercials, which they were very expensive, and they still are very expensive, like thousands of dollars just for a little ad on a magazine, and you were just putting all your hopes in that people would see it. And then from there to now, like everything on social media, most of the stuff is very either affordable or free. So what I saw in that rise of like when I started working with my boss right now and some of the entrepreneurs that I've been working with, it's they don't go to those magazines that just the RGV has, and I know it's affected their business, so they've had to switch it to more of a social media friendly. So because people don't really read magazines anymore.
Yeah.
Like if you see one there, you're in the doctor's office for an hour, you might pick it up, but if not, you're usually on your phone. and you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and you might see something that you like in there from here. And I have seen from just a couple of years to now, all the restaurants, local restaurants here, like they didn't used to have a Facebook, and now everybody has a Facebook. And if you don't, it's like, what? Like, what are you
Like,
doing?
how can I not find your phone number online?
Yeah. Or they Google it, and then I have seen here, because I'm a big like fan of like everything being so organized and everything having some sort of online presence. And I have gone up to certain restaurants. I'm like, you have an awesome restaurant, but you're not listed on Google. Like, what's up with that? Let me like at least list you there. And I've gone and I've had clients start from there because I just go and I tell them like, you need to be on Google. Like, create a Facebook page for sure, but you need to be on Google, and you have to own your listing, because now like Google, Facebook, Instagram, they have a whole new division of just for business. And there's just so many tools and everything, but people, like I said, people don't really know, or they don't really think that it's that important, or they just don't have the time to do it.
Okay, well, thank you so much, MariPili.